voter database of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, have generated public debate. Whatever proven or not, such allegation can significantly influence the citizens' trust in the electoral process and the electoral umpire, the chairman, and the electoral body at large. On the program today, we shall be looking at how the allegation of unauthorized access to INEC voter database could affect public confidence ahead of the 2027 general election. Just before then, let's look at what is even the voter database. The voter database is electronic repository containing information about registered voters, including names, voters' identification numbers, polling units, and other electoral related records. It is a critical component of the election administration, and must be protected against unauthorized access. Now, what are the possible effects on the public confidence? Now, if this data unauthorized access is achieved, it means possibly we're going to have erosion of trust in the electoral integrity. When citizens hear allegations that sensitive electoral data may have been accessed improperly, many begins to question whether election can be conducted fairly and transparently. Again, increased tension on manipulation. Political parties and voters may fear that voter information could be altered, duplicated, or used to influence election outcomes, even if no confidence of actual tampering exists. Thirdly, reduce voter participation, or what you call voter apathy. Loss of confidence in the electoral process can discourage some citizens from registering, collecting voter cards, and participating in the elections, believing their votes may not count. Again, there's going to be heightened political tension. Such allegation can can cause deep mistrust among political actors, leading to accusation, counter-accusation, protests, and increased political polarization ahead of the 2027 general election. Another very important faction that may mar the election or cause a kind of a lacuna to the election is spread of misinformation. In the age of social media, unverified claims can spread rapidly. Rumor and misinformation may further damage public confidence in authorities if authorities fail to provide timely and credible explanation, just like what we're having today after Larry Olayinka, aide to Minister of Federal Capital, who have actually been threatening Nigerians ahead of 2027 election, saying that it must be Tinubu who will going to be re-elected. Whether Nigeria like it or not, he is going to have second term. We don't know, which means he is going to do that, because in democracy it is the number that determines who becomes who. But in this case, Wike doesn't care about the number. He has been running his mouth, and of course his media aid, his aide, have actually let the cat out of the bag. The plans or the methods they want to re-elect or re-elect the president have been unveiled through what is happening now. One very important factor that will jeopardize the confidence of the people or jeopardize the electoral process is the legal and institutional challenges. But political parties or civil society groups may demand investigation, audit, or court action. This could place additional pressure on electoral institutions and potentially affect electoral program. So what's needed to be done in order to have we need to have a due process? It is important to remember that allegations are not the same as a proven fact. public confidence it depends on true, thorough and independent investigation, transparency from INEC and relevant authorities, timely communication, findings to the public, strong cyber security measures to protect the electoral system. So all these are some of the things. Now, like I said, as the aid to the wiki, talking about Larry Olayinka have actually let the cat out of the bag, because Nigerians are watching to see, to which means is the wiki going to force Nigerians to vote for the person he wants. And of course, one of the measures he said is going to buy Nigerians 2,000 each votes. And most importantly, in the north, we know the level of poverty, how poverty used to force people to go against their wish. But again, many are saying that with the insecurity that is bedeviling the northern part, would they allow themselves to be buy or to be bought with 2,000 naira? At the end of the day, they will begin to be greeted with insecurity, economic hardship, and all other, social vices. Now, most of the northern people are beginning to, or Nigerians are beginning to have a rethink over selling their mandate. At the end of the day, they feel the brunt of the ill and whatever that comes with the aftermath of the election. Now, since that is not obtainable, they are now coming with getting access to INEC database. So if what Nigerians are saying, if an individual can gain direct access into the secret cyber of the INEC, it means that same individual can cook up a result and upload it into the database of INEC. The Electoral Act have come with a lot of encumbrances, a lot of argument, a lot of lacuna in the Electoral Act. And INEC is now having the districts to determine what's best way to actually come up in terms of collation and releasing the result of the 2027 election, because options have been given to INEC. So if the ones they feel is going to favor their paymasters, it's one that is obtainable, it is one that they will dish to the public. If it's another one, they will definitely have to look away. So the Larry have actually came up with another measure, which is now generating a lot of debates across the media among Nigerians. So it is on this humble background that we want to center our metaphysics so that we educate ourselves. They say a problem identified is half solved. One of the big problems of this country today is leadership. How do you vote in, or how do you get your leadership matters a lot. If leaders are being voted through a majority vote, it means that the majority will now have the power. If the leader is doing something or getting out of the track, that same majority who vote him into the power can equally vote him out. But one thing must establish: the votes of Nigerians first must count. If the vote counts, it means the power to get leader into power and get him out rely or rest on the electorate. So the electorates now are now having the fears that their vote will not count, since there is a kind of dubious means of stockpiling votes and come up with a result against the wish of Nigerians. Larry Olayinka have proven that. Nigerians are now calling that the DSS and all other security agencies in the country must thoroughly investigate this, and all those who have in hand in this must be sanctioned, must be prosecuted, and must be made to face the full wrath of the law. Will this happen? That's a very big question we are throwing to you. So what do you think? How do you think the allegation of unauthorized access to INEC voter data, vote data base will affect public confidence and of course affect the 2027 general election, is what we shall be looking at. In the course of this discussion, we may be having a public affairs analyst who will be joining us much later to actually give us his own opinion on this issue. But just before then, we want to give our listeners the opportunity to actually come in and make your own comment and contribution. The database of INEC has been compromised. Then what's now going to be the implication of the 2027 general election? Are we going to have free, fair, and credible election? If we've gotten the free, fair, credible election, then are we going to have an authentic result being announced to the public? Let's take our very first call of the day. Hello.
Osman Apaya, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Emmanuel, I suppose.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You see, Osman Apaya, the issue of election in Nigeria, politics, it's a big problem. I think the only credible INEC chairman we have had in this country is Humphrey Nwosu. At the time of Babangida Abiola's Babangida issue. You see, this man, the fact that it was the military era, he was not afraid. He gave it to the right person who won the election. Despite the torture and everything at the end of it all, he still stands. You understand? So our another problem is, you see, the INEC is a major problem. Is a major problem of Nigerian politics. These people are just there to make money and go away. Put other Nigerians in suffering. Somebody Nigerians want wouldn't be the person they will give the election, the mandate to. You understand? You can't imagine that what Unauthorized is saying now, they've rendered Nigerians as nothing. You come out to tell the public that you buy them with 2,000 naira. You can imagine that. It's an insult, a very big insult. You see? So Nigeria and Tinubu, if he knows what he's doing, Wike is indirectly destroying his political race. He never knew. So it's a big problem. If he cannot identify this problem and solve it out with Wike, the way he's there in Abuja roaring like lions, he never knew that under a twinkle of an eye, all those power he thinks he's banking on can go off. So God will help us. God will help us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. 0913857900 is number to call. We are looking at Larry Olayinka's gaining access to INEC database to expose the electoral strengths of the country, and of course having details of each individual voter in the voter register, over 90 million voters in the register. So what is going to be the implication of today's 2027 general election is what we are looking at. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Umar Oki.
Yeah, how are you?
We thank God.
Initially, Nigeria has lost confidence on INEC. You see, what the people are doing, I don't know. But whatever you are doing, one day to repeal. Because some actually is doing someone day. The issue of RFI is a lesson to Nigerians. But people, when they get power, they don't care about what will be tomorrow. They do whatever they want. That's why at times when somebody misbehaves, once time is up, I don't sympathize with him. They have damaged everything. Now we say this is not election, it's selection. They think what they have done in primaries, general election, they will do it. But I'm telling you, inshallah, this will never happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Umar. Okay. Yes, you can see it's obvious that El-Rufai is under detention now for allegedly, breaking into, tapping communication of the National Security Advisor. Now, this is an individual. Now, what then happened to somebody who break into the database and got information about more than 90 million Nigerians, and that person up to this moment have not been arrested, even though they say investigation has been lodged. But I think allow him to even leave the next minutes after making this outburst publicly in the media. I think he has constituted a security threat to the country, because the information of over 90 million Nigeria in his position, it's disastrous. It's potent danger. What is happening? What's going to be the consequences of this ahead of 2027 general election? Hello. Yes, good morning.
This is Mr. Steve from Viking.
Okay, Mr. Steve, welcome to the program.
You see this issue. I want us. You see, you always discuss issue of election, democracy. You understand? With the umpire supposed to be the INEC. You understand? But we are not having an independent INEC. The chairperson there is being elected by the president. So what do you discuss about that? What do you expect? I want us to really sit down and tackle this issue as the citizens of Nigeria. There has never been a perfect election in anywhere in this country. Everybody knows that, even in America. But let's call a spade a spade. Who appoints the INEC chairman? That is the issue. Look at the issue of L5. What must you know that they will do everything to see that they get to the end, and the governors are there to support the existing government. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are looking at how allegation of unauthorized access to INEC database could affect the 2027 general election result. Hello.
Good morning, Mohammed Apaya.
Good morning, sir.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
This is Nas from Savangari.
So, Nas, you're welcome to the program.
I listened to your program, and this program is one wonderful program this morning.
Thank you.
Issue of this INEC, this issue of database issue that just brought up in this morning. I cannot blame anybody. I only blame INEC, a body of INEC. Because who is the one that handles that portal? It's INEC. Nobody, you as me and you now, you cannot go and just programming that that portal without knowing from INEC. There's no way to go and deal with that portal without INEC. Everything that is doing the INEC know everything. Because they are not independent. INEC is supposed to be independent at any time. But this INEC, presented INEC, this general administration, they are not independent. They are dependent on government. So anything that is happening with that portal, even then at 3 million, 4 million people are registered for that INEC portal. Well, I cannot listen. Badeggi Mama Chiba, because the way INEC is to handle the INEC portal or INEC process is one can wrongly. They are not doing PSL and transparent process in that INEC office now. So anything that happens to us, we are just handle our hand to God, because that INEC chairman, President INEC chairman, that Mupitan, it's not here.
Well, thank you very much. Amupitan is not fair. 0913857900 is about to call. Larry Olayinka have broke into the INEC server. It's no longer a story, even though investigation is ongoing. So now, if an individual could have access to INEC whole result, break into a secret data that to upload information, it means he can to download. It means he can upload. So, what is going to be the implication of this to general 2027 election?
Mr. Apaya, good morning to you. This is Dombidi.
Good morning, Dombidi.
Apaya, I want to ask on the air. Is it INEC? Is it for private, or is it for independent, or is it for the government? Why people are afraid? INEC are trying their best. INEC cannot do anything without other people at the corner. Anything that you see INEC is doing, they are doing their own job according to how the job wanted. You understand? Or me don't be it. Because INEC cannot manipulate or cannot do something without the concept of people. So definitely at this junction, the election are coming, and we pray for them, and I pray for the masses. They should elect who they want to elect. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you. It's not about prayers. It's not about sharing blame. Whether you say INEC are doing their job or not, that is not what is here. We are looking at a database, a secured database. How can an individual have access to the back ends of INEC database and upload or download information, secret information, classified information of the INEC with all the datas? That's what we are talking about. So if an individual can, break into INEC secret database, and upload and download this information, it means the 2027 election is going to be in shambles. That's what we are looking at. So what's going to be the credibility? How is INEC supposed to allow, its database unsecured? These are classified documents that is not even supposed to be, many of the staff are not supposed to gain access. These are the database that you can only gain access with a secret code. So how did he get the secret code to unlock the database and download this information? So after this has been done, it has been, whether it has been established or not, the record is there, and he is not coming. He have never denied it. So it means that what his boss has been saying about the future of 2027 election, it means that the 2027 election has been predetermined. So that is the reality. So we are looking at the implication of this and of vis-a-vis the future of our democracy after the 2027 election is been done, and the winner is not been announced, or they actually rigged the election. So what's going to be the future? So that's what we are looking at. We are not looking at saying INEC, you have to deal with people. Even if you have to deal with people, that does not mean that you should open your secret database to the people. So 091385790001 is the number to call. Hello.
Hello, good morning. My name is Ambassador Gebu the Challenger. I'm calling you from Tudun Fulani.
Okay, Gebu.
Usman Apaya, with all these things that is happening now, are we very, very sure that, you understand, at the end of the day, something is not going to happen? I don't know if you're understanding me. Where is the capacity? Where is the competence? Where is the accountability and transparency in this aspect? Let's tell each other the truth. Seriously speaking, see, the best thing for President Ahmed Bola to be please, they should just remove this INEC chairman, you understand, and bring somebody who is more competent than him, who has capacity more than him. I don't know if you're understanding me. You see, the issue of prayer, Usman Apaya, prayer is good, but prayer without work, prayer without faith is worthless. It's not God that is going to come down from heaven, you understand, and solve this issue for us. We are the architect of our problems. So please, we should stop bringing God aspect in these problems that we are facing. It's not God that comes from heaven. God is not the architect of this problem. We are the architect of our problems. So please, in anything we do first, if you are praying, you walk, then you believe in your faith. It will work. So please, we should do away with calling God, God, God all the time. Baruang Allah. Kamusa Allah is in Emuna.
Thank you very much. 091385790001 is number to call. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir. Hello, are you there?
Hello, Apaya.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Steve calling back.
Okay.
I say you are talking about the implication.
Yes.
Automatically, the implications are going to be we will not have a credible election. That is it. So what do we do from there? How do we work about it? You understand? Because it's an issue that something must be done. Seriously. If not so, there are many factors involved that will make this government to get 2027. You understand? I'm not predicting, but with all indication, because even the opposition now are scattered. If we really want to bring down this government, this is not how to go about it. And moreover, this government has just had 4 years. Let him do his 4 years, and then we'll draw a line from there. Then that should.
Oh, we lost that call. 091385790001 is about to call. We are looking at how the allegation allegation of unauthorized access to INEC voter database could affect the 2027 general election. Since an individual have already gained access to the database, he has downloaded all the information. It means he can re-download other information since it has to do with their voters. 90 million voters that are going to cast their vote in the forthcoming election. An individual is having access to their information. So what is going to be the implication of this vis-a-vis the 2027 general election? Hello.
Usman Apaya.
Yes, Comrade Ahmed.
Good morning. My name is Comrade Ahmed. I'm calling from Mina.
You're welcome to.
Usman Apaya, if it were you and I that have access, or maybe a rumor went around that Usman Apaya and Ahmed have access to INEC database, by now we could have been picked. But in fact, I don't want you to use the word the breakthrough. They gave him access because you have said it all. These databases have codes. How did he find to get this code and then lay it down on the database that has more than 90 registered? In fact, DSS ought to have caught up with him long before now. And the implication is that this is a warning. INEC ought to be an independent body, which is an empire. But from all indication, the INEC is part of the government from the way we are seeing this particular INEC. And they should be careful. We don't want them to invite anarchy. Nigerians are patient enough. Give them their mandate. That's what we are calling. And from all indication, we don't really rely on the INEC chairman any longer because it seems he has been paid, so he's working for the ruling government. But only time will unfold. Let's see what to play on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take some Facebook messages we have here. We have Abokin Moswe Adam say, hello, good morning. How are you? We're doing fine. Zachary Mohammed says, Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala. Good morning, everyone in the studio. Thank you very much. Miji Hawa say, God bless you. Thank you very much. We have this one coming from Ibatibe Zekeri. Said, INEC Nigeria has initiated a preliminary investigation into the alleged breach of its database. El-Rufai is currently being held in ICPC Nigerian custody in relation to the alleged interception of NSA's phone conversations, which has been designated as a national emergency. One will anticipate that the ICPC, an agency that appears to have neglected its primary responsibility, will invite Lere Olayinka for investigation, for questioning. However, as this allegation, one would have anticipated the ICPC, who, as an agency, appears to have neglected its primary responsibility, will invite Larry Olayinka for questioning. However, this allegation does not originated from a perceived political adversary. It is unlikely that any action will be taken. INEC is expected to soon assert that its database has not been compromised. I think from the press release, they have actually done that. They said they have not been compromised. Let's return to the callers. Hello.
Good morning, Usman Apaya.
Good morning, Mr. Amos from Kulkat.
Yeah. You still got the voice.
It's been long.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. So welcome.
Yeah, how is the station? Yeah, thank you very much. In the respect of this INEC, somebody been getting access illegally to the voter. It's a very uncalled for. As a citizen, as a country like Nigeria, meaning that our next election is not safe. This is to tell you that the Nigerian situation is going into the way that even our central bank, our security places are no longer safe. It's a high time for the government to wake up from the slumber. Such thing, if investigated and found that it is really, such people should be prosecuted without waiting of any time. And I'm challenging the opposition party. This has shown that they have to work together and put their house in order. If not, this government has failed. It has failed. Thank you very much. I remember Mr. Amos from Kuka.
Thank you, Mr. Amos. Well, I think this Lere Olayinka's gaining access, this is an advance. This more than Yahoo. Exactly. Yes, it's more than Yahoo. When you get, break into the back end, that's, getting into the back end. It's not every staff of INEC can get to the back end of the database of INEC, because at that point you need code, secret code, very sophisticated secret code, so that it's a classified document of the country, because we are talking about over 90 million voter registered. What's your take on this?
Yes, when that picture first dropped, I looked at the website at the top. So cvr.admin. .inec. I've forgotten the remainder. But when you see that .adm admin, it means that is restricted. It means you have to have a password for you to be able to access that particular page. And that is to say, not even inside the INEC, not all staff have access to that particular page. It is just some restricted few, very few selected people who have access to that particular page. And if Larry is now having that access, now questions needs to be asked. How did he get the access? Who gave him the access? Did he employ hackers, or did he employ somebody from within the INEC itself? Now, these are questions that need to be asked and be answered. And again, when you hear of back end, it means it is not for public view. Now, if INEC are not telling us, I want to borrow a leaf from Dr. Ruben Abati, if they're not telling us that, okay, we can all go and check the back end, then I feel like every citizen should also get the password so that we can all be going inside and be checking the thing. But again, now looking at this again, coming back to the issue of election, it is now bringing on the question of credibility of the elections now going forward. If private individuals can easily hack into our CVR, then what will happen to the IRF at the end of the day?
Many analysts have actually been asking questions that has been demanding some answers, whether or not there's going to be 2027 general election, because some of from the ambience, from the atmospheric condition of things are unfolding, people keep asking. Sometimes if you see a wicked talk, you begin to ask, are we in democracy? Is it democracy that's under this democratic platform that this man is talking? He is supporting the president and he's supporting his election. So sometimes we can talk with audacity as if the president is already there. So you begin to wonder, then what do we need the election for? So many of the aides of the president, or of some of the supporters of this government, by the time they come to talk in public, you begin to doubt if democracy is actually in the play, and if it is democracy that we're going to use to judge who becomes leader in the election or not. So with this coming from Lere Olayinka, an aide to a minister, an appointee of a minister, having this very, very classified document, so it means that not only the election, it means you have many information about what is happening in this country, the banking sector, the security, because we're in a global world. We use data to run things, and if you can gain access to this, okay, let me give you an example of an incident that happens. When they introduced card reader into the country, the person who did project, who was that card reader machine was contracted, was Senator Sani Mutas 313 before he ventured into politics. Now, what happened when he brought the card reader? There was a secret code. When the South African company are giving him, they said they asked him to change his own secret code. After he changed, he said, not even we, the South African government or the company can gain access to this card reader. It is not you and your God. Nobody have direct access. And at that time, when he presented those card reader, there was an attempt even in his life, because he had made this even in the February Fora, when there was a gun. At a point, he was at a gunpoint to release the secret code to unlock the card reader. He said he'd rather die. You understand? Because this is national interest. If he releases this secret code, it means the election is going to compromise. And the contract, you understand, he actually going to be asked, okay, you were given contract, then how did this thing leak? So that is how Senator Scientist 13 then, save the image of Nigeria, save the image of INEC, and you all knew how the card reader helps in shaping that election of that year. That is 2020. I mean, that election.
Yes.
You understand? So it was that election that helped the APC to come to restore power from the PDP, because the card reader have actually done tremendous job in making sure that the credibility of the election to some large extent has been so made easy. So now that we are having same situation, you have an individual breaking into INEC, database, and that person is sitting and still granting interview. It means there's not going to be election 2027. I don't know.
Yes, a whole lot of people have been saying that, and I think people have to be skeptical about the whole situation that we find ourselves currently in the country, because, like I said earlier this morning, heads are supposed to have been rolling by now. People are supposed to be losing their jobs by now. A whole lot of people are supposed to be losing their jobs by now. And even the excuse that was being given by the INEC that maybe it's from one of the vendors, the external vendors, who are doing the registration, then you need to track it. The beautiful part about technology is that you cannot whine anybody. In technology always has a trace of every action and inaction. There would always be a trace. There will always be a sort of logger that will tell you where this thing is originating from. If it was hacked, you are going to get an IP address of where the origination of the address, where it was hacked from. If it was somebody that imputed, maybe somebody leaked a username, because normally this kind of thing has a username and a password. So somebody has to leak that username and password to him. If it was not hacked, then again, this brings the question of the integrity of the INEC portal itself again.
Yes.
Now, what is the integrity of the INEC portal when easily an outsider can just come in from nowhere and just hack into it and get whatever information and it's good? And now the fearful part of this is Baba said something this morning which I hold on to. If you remove, then you can easily put back into it.
Of course, that is the very easy, and you cannot rule the fact that they might consult the RF or the database of INEC when it comes to counting of the elections or whatever.
Yes.
Because sometimes politicians use every means possible to make sure they clinch
the victory.
The victory. So now that already there is issue of one party system, that narration we're dealing with it. Again, there is another issue of integrity of the INEC boss, Professor George Amupitan. Sometimes we see Amupitan was even shielding a certain group of a political party in order to have edge over the other one. And again, from his tweets, there are some sympathizing comments are made to which align him with the ruling APC. All those issues has to do with integrity, and they have not dealt with that issue. And now, like expected yesterday, we said INEC may definitely come out and debunk that and say that their cyber has not been hacked. So how did the Larry Olayinka got this information? That's what Nigerians are asking.
That's the question, and we really need answers real quick
to these questions.
Real quick, because of the credibility and the integrity of the forthcoming elections. That we just need the answers. And I would also side with the people who says, for sake of fair play, let me use football terms. For sake of fair play, I feel Josh Ampiton should just go.
Yes, I think
for the sake of fair play, he needs to just go. I think
she take the honorable part.
Yes.
Just like we've seen some. Despite the fact that African leaders, always want to hold grip to power, they don't own up to the integrity to say, okay, since allegation has been labeled against me, let me step aside so that there can be thorough and independent investigation.
Yes.
We are not so good at that, but we've seen during President Muhammadu Buhari, one minister, this minister of finance,
yes.
who actually, as a result of an allegation on her
education issues,
not that he has not even gone to university,
yes.
but just that national service, which she actually asked somebody to take care of her, and she messed her up, but she have to throw in the towel honorably. Yes. Let's return to the callers to hear their own opinion. Hello.
Good morning, Usman Apaya.
Good morning, Mr. Bute.
I'm Edile.
Good morning.
This is Mr. Bute from General Emma Ushi Estate. The best thing for our president to do is to quickly reshuffle the INEC boss or the whole INEC, because Amupita has already made 2027 election so detestable. There will be huge voter apathy. Believe you me. Because nobody will like to go and cast his vote again. Because already As from now, there are reports that the 2027 result has already been written by some people. And this is a clear manifestation that this has taken place. When American election, when Obama discovered that Russia has hacked into American election portal, in fact, it came to a point that even the ambassador was almost sacked or deported. So this is a serious issue. This thing has to do with what they call democracy. The real democracy of Nigeria, to me, is almost heading to a Bermuda Triangle or Atlantic Ocean. So what I expect the president to do is to be proactive. Either the INEC chairman should resign honorably with immediate effect, or the Senate possibly. Yes, there is a problem in the 2027 election already. May God help Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abute, for that wonderful contribution. 0913-857-9001 is number to call and make your voice heard on this program. We're looking at the implication of 2027, the allegation of gaining access to INEC server. What is going to be the implication to 2027 general election? Hello.
Hello, Usman Afaya. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Bello.
Good morning, people on the stadium.
Bello.
My name is Bello from it in the Niger State, Usman Afaya. Thank you for adding me, Usman Afaya, for this earlier morning. Usman Afaya, let me say something about your topic. Usman Afaya, sometimes you are giving your head headache. The reason why I said it is that, Usman Afaya, what is happening in this country, all this sensitivity of matter is belongs to the lack of democracy that we have in this country, Usman Afaya. Because our democracy, they never safe in this country. That's why anybody, they are doing what is like. That's always we are looking at to be coming to go back to the parliament. It's better, Usman Afaya. Which opportunity that we have now? They say democracy. The main purpose of democracy is security and the social welfare of the citizen. Which is social welfare that we have it now. Common one that they becoming nonsense person in this country, Usman Afaya. Any kind of appointment that you are talking about now, you are talking about the INEC chairman. I think so last time that you are make program, I told you that any political appointment in this country, they are not working because of the common one. They are working for that person that will give you the position, Usman Afaya. So I'm not blaming for anybody because our democracy, they are not safe. Thank you for this opportunity that you give me.
Thank you very much, Bello. 0913-857-9001 is the one to call and join the conversation. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you are doing a wonderful program there.
Thank you, sir.
And you are adding to deepening democracy in the polity.
Thank you, sir.
We know those who are the problem of democracy. And if we actually continue in this manner, I think the role of civil society, the role of the media, I think won't have see its impact on the performance of the economy. It's quite unfortunate for us. Yes, I think the call by the people over the resignation of George Mopiton is a good one. Because I think right from time, it seems people do not have confidence in him as a result of the baggage that he came in with. As the head of a sensitive organization like that, and if the government is a very serious one and they want the mind of Nigerians to be settled, you understand, I think the best thing is we have lots of Nigerians who are competent, who are qualified. So nobody is saying you must speak from the north or you must speak from the south. Even from that same local government that Amopiton came, you can still get someone who is competent. Let him go there and pick someone, I think, to settle this issue. That is one. I made mention of one thing. I do not know how factual it could be, and I do not also have any to prove you wrong.
Hello.
the releasing of passwords to card reader. But you know why I'm highly doubtful of that statement. Card readers were manufactured in millions, you understand? So how easy was it to, you understand? One does not have, all of them does not have one password. That's one. Number two, when those card readers came into Nigeria, I realized that not all of them were reconfigured again. So that statement, I don't know. I'm raising this, I think, for us to say you are in the media, things you will say, and people will be doubtful of your statement is why I'm bringing this up. Thank you for your program.
Okay, thank you very much. I personally have a discussion with Senator Sani Misratri on that incident. So I think it's not something that we just cook up, because that time he said when he came with those machines, that was what the company told him. So it's not as if we are cooking this story. It was all these things are code-based things. Just like your handsets, you have to, configure it. So he knows how he entered into the contract. The government of Nigeria gave him the contract, and they bought the card reader. And that time we do not have that issue of, say, a card reader has been hacked, and the record is there. Card reader have actually helped in reshaping our democracy. Unfortunately, we do not build on the successes of the card reader. Some things begin to get eroded at a point, and this is what we are seeing now. Having access to INEC database for somebody to go in there and download information and upload it, and an ordinary citizens of the country, it's a great danger, because you have many people who you don't know how many people have gained access, not even to INEC database or other database of the country, security-wise and what have you. So this is not a story that is being cooked. It's a testimony I've gotten from him, and if you have access, I think you can contact him to see whether he has said this thing or not. Hello. Yes.
Usman, you see the issue of...
I think it is all about the call we tried. Let's take our Facebook message here. We have this one coming from Umauthorized. Say INEC admitting there is a national data breach, has compromised election already. Voter database breach may not prevent election rigging, but it exposes serious weaknesses that must be addressed before the 2027 election. We Nigerians deserve answers, not excuses anymore. Let's take last here because of time. We have this one coming from Balabin Ichuge. He said, good morning, Mr. Pa, on Billy AOG and listeners. INEC database can be breached. Then we are in trouble. This matter should be investigated with utmost urgency. This is not acceptable. Database is all organizations are very confidential and restricted to very few individuals. Majority not more than 2 or 3 persons. Normally, not more than 2 persons have access to institutional back ends. Our elections are not longer guaranteed, and it is unfortunate. Thank you watching from Abuja. Thank you very much. This is where we're going to be doing the contents for today on this program. I'd like to thank our listeners for taking your time to listen to this program. As always, we appreciate you. And from all of us here, I am Usman Apaya. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and goodbye for now.